Hey guys, welcome back. These aren't my favorite to do, but I have to do this kind of intro prior to these videos that I'm doing right now to address a couple things. I did a reaction to a Ren video, which is called Suicide. This morning I woke up and I got an email from YouTube. YouTube themselves reaching out to me asking if I was okay because apparently somebody had forwarded some information during that reaction, something I may have said, and they took it literally like as I was going to do something to myself, which is not the case. So first and foremost, I do want you guys to know that I have no thoughts of leaving this earth right this minute. During that reaction, that reaction hits a little bit different with me because I will admit, when I was first diagnosed with my disease, I thought about it, yes. But now, there's no way because of the pain I would cause others. So, I am looking you dead in the eye, or the camera, and telling you I'm not going nowhere. So I don't know if it was a specific person who mentioned something and then YouTube reached out. But just know that that is not the case. It won't be. Number one is my son. I can't do that to my son, and I won't. So, I can guarantee you 100%. I'm gonna be here through the tough times, and through the good times. So I wanted to get that off my chest. I just saw it this morning, and I thought it's crazy. Another thing I started to think is maybe the word also triggered something in the YouTube. I don't know if it's like the algorithm, or if they hear the word or they see the word, they kind of go in there and go through everything. I don't know exactly how that works. Regardless, I'm not gonna. I'm not mentally. I'm okay. Not to that point anymore. There's just no way of what it could do. It would be devastating. So no. I can't and I won't do that. The other thing I wanted to touch on was I did a standalone video updating my health situation. For those who don't know, the second injection that I have received, it didn't go as planned. I had an allergic reaction, unfortunately, and I had to go to the emergency room. Get pumped full of Benadryl. The allergic reaction was I was coughing up blood. There was an immense amount of blood coming from the other end. My body started to swell up, hives, rashes. And I had to spend a night in the hospital. So the issue, I mean, I'm fine now. But it just puts me in that spot where I'm back to square one. And I don't know what else to do. So I was hoping to reach out to anybody who'd be able to help. Financially, I'm about $325 short on getting to where I need to be until I get this figured out. And I think right now, the issue with me is it's depressing. It sucks. The stress. Don't know where to go from here. Don't know what to do. I have to wait on the doctor and what she says and what she wants to try next. This is the downfall of trying to control this disease. I remember when I was first diagnosed with Crohn's, I went in and got injections as well, and I also had an allergic reaction to the second dose of what they gave me at the time was Remicade. Same side effects, but luckily I was in a medical facility to where there were plenty of doctors around immediately. This one, not so much because it's a self-injection. So the self-injection, I did it, and I'd say about 20, 30 minutes later, my body started to overheat. I could feel myself getting itchy, and then all the hives started to break out, and I could feel my tongue kind of swelling up, and I knew I couldn't wait any longer. It felt like I ran a marathon. I was profusely just drenched, coughing. When the blood came up, that's when you know it's no longer good to wait. And of course, when I got to the emergency room, my stomach started to just, I guess in some sense, give up a little bit. And bathroom use, I don't want to get too graphic, but yeah. It's rough, and like I said, this isn't my favorite part of doing a reaction video are these intros, but I'm again stuck, and I'm in need of help again, and it hurts me to ask, but if anybody out there is willing to help out, it would truly be amazing. But like I said, mentally, I'm okay. I am okay. So don't worry. I wanted to give you guys something to let you know that I'm not going nowhere. So I'll be here. With the second part there, the reason I feel I needed to put this intro before the reaction is that the standalone video I did, updating my situation, I just feel like it didn't reach out to all my subscribers. So I feel that this is I guess maybe kind of an annoyance. I feel that it reaches more of my subscribers this way than it does doing like a standalone type of a update. I don't know if that's due to YouTube and the algorithm not picking it up and sending it to people, and I'm just not sure. But I really hope I don't really have to do many more of these. But I do want to give you guys updates on my health in general. But I also don't want to keep doing it this way. I just want to get better. I just want to be better. Physically overall, I think physically would help my mental game as well. But rest assured, I'm not going to go anywhere. So with that, I truly appreciate each and every one of you. Enjoy the reaction, and I love you guys. And I won't be going nowhere. So I appreciate you guys. So take care. Hey guys, what's going on? More Ren. Let's do it. All right, guys, here we go. I believe this is the last chapter, chapter 4. Chapter 3. As I was saying, it kind of left me, thinking about more things. Ren brings up the things I haven't touched on yet about, my own personal issues with the disease and what I go through. So I'm glad, like I said, I'm getting to react to these because it is opening me up more about my situation and my disease as well. So if you would like to help out, support, I'll leave the links down below. It's just, as I said in the other reactions, it's just, this is frustrating. It's upsetting, stressful. Yeah, I'm depression, not knowing. But like I said, that this will be just another obstacle that I have to overcome. And I know if I can stay positive and do my best to focus on the good stuff, it will help. So without further ado, let's do this.
Cool. During the year I spent living back with my mum, I was leaning even more heavily into scouring the internet for answers. It became like an obsession. Most people my age were watching porn. I was on PubMed learning about mitochondria. I educated myself in things like methylation, the building blocks of mitochondria, various immune cells and their functionality, and which supplements could help theoretically bring about homeostasis in my body. I taught myself of the various pathogens that could lead to the symptoms I was experiencing. Around this time I started ordering medical test kits from private medical facilities. I had a eureka moment when, after posting some poop in a tube to a lab in London, I discovered I had an amoeba and another more benign gastrointestinal parasite called blastohominis. Both could plausibly lead to systemic pain and fatigue. Upon researching the best course of action, I found this doctor in New York who was a world-renowned specialist in treating parasites. Return flights to New York, booked far enough in advance, were a couple of £100 back then. The treatment itself was pretty cheap. I was in no way in a strong financial position, and neither was my family, so I did what I always do when I needed to get money. I wrote and recorded some songs from my laptop from bed. One about getting to New York to find a cure. I sold a modest amount of digital copies to my Facebook friends and my friends and family, just enough to afford a trip. During this time, my symptoms had gotten a lot worse, so the entire visit was a bit of a blur. I remember sitting in a waiting room and struggling to find an inch of wall space that wasn't taken up by the countless medical qualifications and the diplomas attached to it. I half expected the walls to start bragging about their Ivy League connections and debating the latest medical research while us mere mortals waited to be called in. When I was finally on the doctor's table, I was told to take off my clothes and put on a blue disposable paper robe. An old man in his...
Oh, this is where he's going with it. Okay. Clever, Ren. Oh, clever.
Mere mortals waited to be called in. When I was finally on the doctor's table, I was told to take off my clothes and put on a blue disposable paper robe. An old man in his 80s hobbled in, pulled on a medical glove, and proceeded to cover his finger in Vaseline.
You could see it in his face you could see in his face kind of like his smirk. He still thinks it's funny too. I mean,
hobbled in, pulled on a medical glove, and proceeded to cover his finger in Vaseline. My heart sunk. I was pretty sure I knew what was coming next. I suddenly wished I'd experimented more with my ex-girlfriend. I didn't want to lose my backdoor virginity like this. He could have at least done me the courtesy of putting on some Marvin Gaye and lighting some candles, but instead I lay in uncomfortable silence on a brightly exposed operating table, while a firm-handed, overqualified old man inserted his index finger forcefully into my anus. He never wrote to me afterwards. I felt used.
Oh my god, I needed that. Oh, Ren. Oh, man. Oh, a little bit of comedic relief there. He never got that phone call back. I'm just...
To my anus. He never wrote to me afterwards. I felt used. Nonetheless, I was officially diagnosed with a parasitic amoeba and given a course of heavy-duty antibiotics to take. I believe it was paramomycin and secnidazole. After the course was finished, I pooped into a tube again, and they confirmed I got rid of the parasites. The constant internal techno raves and gurgling which usually plagued my stomach ceased, but I felt just as crap. And on top of all of that, I started becoming allergic to everything. And I mean fucking everything. The antibiotics had triggered some sort of massive food intolerance reaction. Whenever I'd eat certain foods, I'd get hit with a sudden hangover-like feeling, and my face would swell up. I'd later learned this was something called MCAS, and it was triggered by the antibiotics. This was the first time I felt the crushing...
This is exactly what I was talking about with, I believe it was diazepam, and, like what kind of side effects, not diazepam, but just in the previous chapter 3, like all the medication that he takes and all the medication that I take, it's also ruining something else in your body. That's my guess. No better than, you're poisoning yourself to kill off the bad stuff, but at the same time you're killing off the good things that you need to. Almost similar to like oh, what did I say? Chemotherapy for cancer. You know, you're killing the good and bad. Now with my medication, I'm not sure if it is doing that to me, but it's something I should have looked into. But something I can look into, just to, like, I guess, calm my curiosity about it, because that's a good point that he's bringing up. It's like, you know, same thing with me. Certain medications I have to take with food, but some foods just won't click right with, you know, with the antibiotics. I know what he's talking about.
Was triggered by the antibiotics. This was the first time I felt the crushing defeat of pinning a lot of money, hopes, and time into a treatment only for it to make me worse. I'd felt it to a small degree with every failed herbal protocol, every antidepressant that gave me side effects, but this was on a much larger scale. I almost felt guilty and full of shame for not getting better. I told my friends and family that this was going to be the thing that cured me. Not only did it fail, but I was now unable to tolerate basic carbohydrates, fruits, sugar, high histamine food, dairy, grains, without feeling terrible. I felt pretty crushed about that. Despite this, some tenacious part of me had a perseverance that didn't want to stop looking for answers. I was obsessed with trawling the internet. I strongly believe if I didn't have that tenacity to keep looking after every defeat, I'd probably be dead today. After about a year of living with my mum in North Wales, I got the itch, and I decided that I'd make a bold move to Brighton. Most days I didn't really have the energy to do much other than short walks, but I had a friend over there who lived with ME for years. It felt like a safe space, a place of understanding. Being a 23-year-old living with his mother didn't feel very cool either. He had a free room going, and he was a legend. I desperately craved my own independence. After going through the heartbreak of losing love and losing the exciting career opportunity, I needed to feel like I wasn't just sitting in the tomb in Wales waiting for death, even if it was a struggle. I made the move. It was a really nurturing space, and it was full of the lunatics of Brighton who would come and go. I was still living in a thick haze, but I was meeting people who weren't judging me for it. With this safety, I was slowly finding my personality again. Despite the comfortable environment, it seemed my symptoms were only getting worse. I started having pretty constant panic attacks. The first one felt like a heart attack. I'd never experienced a panic attack before, so I wasn't familiar with the symptoms. My whole face went numb, and my heart felt like it was about to beat out of my ribcage. I panicked and I phoned an ambulance. They put me in the back, they took all my vitals, and they told me I wasn't dying. I felt disappointed. These attacks would happen pretty habitually every week or so. My symptoms of derealization seemed ever increasing. Derealization is hard to describe to someone who's never experienced it. The closest thing I can come to is feeling like you're on bad drugs. You feel disconnected from yourself, like your soul has been vacuumed out of your body, and nothing around you quite feels real. Everything has an unusual undertone and nothing feels safe. I remember one night in the first year that I lived with Ben, there was this lightning storm of torrential rain. I went outside and I stood in a t-shirt hoping I'd be hit by a bolt of lightning and it would somehow shock me out of it. Unfortunately, I wasn't on Zeus's hit list that day. This urge to be shocked back into reality didn't really leave me. I remember one day I was walking back from the shops. I found an old analog television in an alleyway that was being thrown out. I can't quite remember the thought process that led me there. I just remember feeling angry, and I decided to smash the fucking pieces out of the TV in the alley. I picked it above my head and I hurled it towards the ground. The screen cracked, but it didn't shatter like I hoped it would. I did it again and again and again until there were large shards of glass lining the street. I saw one about the size of a kitchen knife and I picked it up. It's hard to rationally explain self-harm that's not a cry for help, because this wasn't a cry for help. I'd cried for help multiple times and no one listened. The pain I felt inside my body could never be done justice with words. There's a certain horror, a certain frustration of living in a body that would never give me a moment of peace. I felt constantly alienated. I had no doctors to tell me what was going on. They made me feel like a hypochondriac. There are no combination of words in the English language that can express that pain, that can express that frustration. There's no song I could write, that would make you understand. In that moment, the closest and truest way I had of communicating my pain was driving a shard of glass into my chest and dragging it across until the blood was dripping down my body. It didn't hurt very much compared to what was already going on inside of me, and it didn't really help me feel better either, but it was truth, and there was beauty in that. Adrenaline gives you a brief moment of respite, but it wasn't long until I was exactly where I started, just decorated in a little bit more blood than usual. I made sure nobody saw. I didn't want to cause any alarm. I didn't want anyone to be worried. So I cleaned it up when I got home, and then I resumed the life of the undead. In the next episode, I'll tell you the story of when I was stabbed by an ancient sword and when I met one of the most talented people that I know.
Okay, so I guess there's more chapters. And I believe I reacted to this song. But we're gonna listen to it again.
I got tears on my sleeves, hold on, and holes in these jeans, hold on. I haven't slept in weeks, hold on. I haven't found no peace, hold on. I get my teeth tied, hold on, and these tears run dry, hold on. Two bloodshot eyes, hold on, two bloodshot eyes. I don't belong here, in a place where life has left me. I'm 25 going on 150. My body feels old and I'm trying to lift the weight from my soul, but it's moving against me. I've emptied out my tear ducts, I lift my middle finger up, I'm screaming fuck you to all the demons here that keep me stuck. The pain is sharp like paper cuts, I hate too much, but yes I trust. I must combust, I must blow up, I must have roll this courage up. Boom, sparks fill the room, I'm feeling the rhythm I move. My soul is more worn than the soles in my shoes. Nike trainer blues, a man with none to lose. I think I lost my sanity, calamity in shoes. Poor choice maker, I rip out the pages of fate, then I roll them up like bizzle of paper. Taker, lung full of destiny, a man with no part is a very strange entity. Tears on my sleeves, hold on, and holes in these jeans, hold on. I haven't slept in weeks, hold on. I haven't found no peace, hold on. I get my teeth tied, hold on, and these tears run dry, hold on. Two bloodshot eyes, hold on, two bloodshot eyes. Do you ever question your fate? The questions I make, is this all predetermined, the script or a play? Am I the protagonist in this tragedy, or will I be the author of stories unmade? If so, I'll dip in my quill to my ink pot, keep on writing, never stop until my beating heart it flops. I'll write a whole different story. Scene one, a boy full of hope, a boy full of glory. Who stutters, I'm up to the top. Would rather be tougher and live it smoothly like butter, but not so bitter and cut up. And so I sit up and shut up, it's like I lit up and struck up the courage never to fuck up. And now I'm feeling the ruckus, feeling the static, and now I'm feeling the flames, and now I'm feeling the strength inside the ring with my pain. My boxing gloves and my hope that I trust to bust an uppercut, cut my demons up. What? Boom like a tsunami, smooth like a punani, bend the birds like origami. Salvador, I be the Dali, only love like Bob Marley. Golden ticket, call me Charlie, riding Harley's Bengali. Tiger Star, call me Arnie. I'll be back. Now cut the slack, track your facts, relax, shit in the beast, and then seek it in the peace. And I'll reach the canopies, and yes we climbing, building a brave new world inside a whole new designing. With all this fire we burn like the sun, a new dawn is rising, a new dawn it comes. Yeah, diggity down with all this corporation, they burn up the land for the greed that they run. Run deep with their roots, but their roots can be lifted. I'll be your renegade, yes I make a fist kid. Try to seek truth in the kingdom of lies, a boy so lost with two bloodshot eyes. Tears on my sleeves, hold on, and holes in these jeans, hold on. I haven't slept in weeks, hold on. I haven't found no peace, hold on. I get my teeth tied, hold on, and these tears run dry, hold on. Two bloodshot eyes, hold on, two bloodshot eyes. Ha, ha, ha.
Hold on. Hold on.
Ha, ha, ha.
Hold on. Hold on.
Two bloodshot eyes.
Hold on. Hold on.
Two bloodshot eyes. Woo.
All right, so that was my reaction to chapter 4. A little bit more upbeat. However, this Hold On song, it got me. My first reaction, but it still had that upbeat tempo to it. But what he was saying in this song, the two red bloodshot eyes, dried up tears. I know all too well about it. It's crazy. Just to think that he attempted it. I'm sure glad if that's one thing he failed at in life, I'm glad it was that, because we wouldn't have him. So I'm glad he at least failed at something. And it was something that we needed him to fail at. Now, I don't know if he's ever tried again, but I guess that, I'll continue to watch the chapter. I don't know. Are there 5? I'll figure this out real quick, but this just, like I said, these chapters are opening up more about me, more than I've ever shared before. Of course, to everybody out there, it's not fun. Nor, the other thing is I don't wish this on anybody. This is rough, not only what I'm going through, but I couldn't imagine what Ren has gone through and is still going through. It just, it's real tough, and depression is real. Frustration, being upset. I feel for him. I really do. And all the other people who have the same kind of issues, such as me or with Ren. I think it's just more frustrating that it took him so long to figure it out. That's crazy to me. So with that, I'm gonna get out of this reaction, get into the next one. But if you would like to help out, I'll leave the links down below, and just so you guys know, I'm not going nowhere. This is something I really love doing, and it may slow me down, but it won't stop me. So it's just a speed bump, just another bump on the road. I just gotta stay as positive as possible. So, and with you guys, I can do that. So I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your help and your support. And I'll see you very soon in the next one. All right, guys, take care.